I don't know. But Vergil, he's right there. He's right there. He's been proven that he belongs with the top fighters in the division. And, who knows, a couple of fights or next fight or whatever the case may be.
Terence Crawford has finally spoken up after Vergil Ortiz called him out following the win over Erickson Lubin. The undisputed super middleweight king made it clear he thinks Ortiz is pushing the limits. And if Ortiz truly wants the fight, he'll have to move up 2 divisions to get it. Crawford said he's willing to give him the opportunity, but only on his terms.
Next, it could be Crawford next if he's still willing to do it, because that's a fight that I've been calling for a while. I think that's a great fight to make happen still.
Crawford didn't sugarcoat anything. I'm a 168-pound fighter now, and I'm not dropping back down, he said. If he's serious, let him take the leap and meet me here. Then we'll see what's real. For his part, Vergil Ortiz sounded ready to accept the challenge. After dismantling Lubin, he told reporters at the post-fight press conference that he's out to fight the toughest guys available. I want the best, doesn't matter who, he said. It could be Boots. It could be Spence. It could be Crawford if he still wants it.
You want to fight Terence Crawford right now?
I would love to fight him, man. I think he's like probably the #1 pound for pound fighter right now.
Do you think he's out of his peak?
No.
Or is he in his peak now?
I think he's in his peak.
And you're saying you could be the peak prime Terence Crawford?
I'm saying I believe that I can.
I respect.
Ortiz added that Crawford is a matchup he's been chasing for a long time. He believes it's still a fight worth making and plans to keep pushing forward by staying true to himself. Coming off his second-round stoppage of Lubin, Ortiz now sits at an impressive 24-0 with 22 knockout wins. His list of targets includes Terence Crawford, Jaron, Boots, Ennis, and other top names. Fans have been asking for an Ortiz-Ennis showdown for years, and the hype only grew when the two met face-to-face.
Respect it 100%.
I believe that I can. No, I respect him as a fighter, though. That's the thing. When I want to fight people, it doesn't mean that, oh, I don't like you. Like, let's get it on. It's more like I respect your skills, and I want to see if I can beat you.
Ortiz delivered a dominating performance of his own, arguably against tougher competition, which is why a showdown between him and Ennis now feels enormous. After the win, both Oscar de la Hoya and Ortiz took a moment to discuss what might be coming next. Trainer Robert Garcia also weighed in.
Division. Both, it would do really good numbers on pay-per-view because they should put it on pay-per-view. I think it would do really good numbers on pay-per-view, and the gate would be.
Ortiz needed only 2 rounds to put Lubin away, pushing his record to 24-0 while making the second defense of his WBC interim super welterweight belt. That explosive finish set up an in-ring stare-down with Ennis, hinting that their matchup could be next. But Garcia reminded everyone that Ennis is just one
fighters, and you named your GOAT as Bud Crawford, and I think a lot of folks were surprised because it's obviously a contemporary, somebody called out in the past. Why did you rank him as your GOAT?
Well, I think this is gonna sound kind of, there was a little bit of a misunderstanding. I thought I could only choose one person for GOAT, so he was the.
Garcia added that Sebastian Fundora is the mandatory challenger, and that a unification bout is also a real possibility. We'd love that one too, he said. Spence was here tonight, Charlo showed up, and so did Boots. Any of those fights could happen. We're prepared for all of them. Ortiz currently holds the WBC interim title at 154, with Fundora as the main champion. While a unification makes sense, Fundora is still talked about as a potential opponent for Keith Thurman. Either way, Garcia believes Ortiz's next outing will headline a major pay-per-view card, and that his fighter is already stepping into full-blown superstardom.
As well, and then one of those fights, Crawford was there in the corner, and you were calling him out. You were saying, "Hey, I will take a fight," because they asked you, "Would you like to take a fight with Crawford?" Yeah, I would like to take a Crawford with him. And moving to today, obviously his performance against Canelo, do you feel like a fight with Crawford is closer more than ever now?
First I'll answer the question. I'll fight.
This is the moment for Vergil. Garcia said. A Mexican-American fighter rising into pay-per-view stardom. The guy everyone wants to face because he's the biggest challenge out there. He added that every major name around 154 or 147, Boots, Spence, Charlo, Fundora, even Xander Zayas, would make a blockbuster matchup. Ringside were Eddie Hearn and Jaron, Boots, Ennis, watching Ortiz's destruction of Lubin up close. De La Hoya took a playful jab afterward, saying they probably shouldn't have been there. I told Eddie and Boots not to show up, he joked. Because once you see Vergil live, you might start thinking twice.
Question, is this the fight that you want next? Vergil Ortiz against Jaron Boots Ennis.
I think this is the fight that has to happen, man. I think this is it.
It's the best fight in boxing. I think he did a great job. He looked good. But I'm going to show the world why I'm the best in the world. And I'm going to show his team. They've been talking all crazy.
De La Hoya went on to say he plans to sit down with Eddie Hearn soon. We've got the advantage right now. Vergil proved he's the better fighter, he said. So I'm confident we can reach an agreement. He suggested that Ennis might even want another tune-up fight.
Anyone, you know, if it's a good fight, if I feel like it's gonna be a great fight, which of course with Crawford, that's a no-brainer for sure. We got to get past this fight and we can talk about the future.
Vergil Ortiz Jr., holding the WBC interim super welterweight belt, reminded everyone why he's considered one of boxing's most dangerous punchers by stopping Erickson Lubin just 90 seconds into round 2 at Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas. The win pushed his unbeaten streak even further and sent a loud message to the rest of the division. From the opening bell, Ortiz controlled the pace and the power exchanges. Lubin survived the first round.
I'm going to back it up and I'm going to show the world why I'm the best in the world. But like I said,
But no one's been talking crazy, bro. Your dad is the first one that said that I was ducking. It's on video. It is on video that he said we ducked and we didn't get no offer.
it don't matter. The time is now. It's that time. Let's get this money and let's make this fight happen.
This kind of commanding finish once again showed how quickly Ortiz can shut the lights out. His blend of timing, speed, and raw power has made him one of the most feared fighters at 154, and fans are already speculating about his next big step. Around the same time, Crawford was asked about his own plans. Interestingly, he revealed that his next fight will come in 2026, and the likely opponent is Dimitri Bivol. Talks, according to him, have quietly been in motion.
But if you were at 168, when we think about anybody at 168 outside of Canelo, the first name that comes to anybody's mind is David Benavidez. What about the potential for a fight like that?
Oh, like I said, man, that's a big dude. You know what I mean? He ain't even at 168. You know, when you look
Right, not now. It's at 175, yeah.
He probably can't even make 168 no more.
Crawford's decision goes against what many had been calling for. After Crawford's massive win, Saudi advisor Turki Al-Sheikh floated the idea of a blockbuster showdown with David Benavidez, questioning whether Crawford could still make 168. Benavidez has long chased a big title shot at super middleweight, but after failing to land Canelo, he moved up to light heavyweight. Now that Crawford is the undisputed champion at 168 in this scenario, a matchup between the two could give Benavidez...
He's earned it. He is the man right now. He's the top gun. He's, you know, I know you got him, Inoue, and Usyk. They all belong in those three. But Crawford probably just put himself on the top of the hill.
It does matter because you said that we're the ones talking. We're not the ones talking. Oh, we started talking after you guys started talking. It's retaliation. It's retaliation.
Your manager's talking all crazy. Oscar's talking crazy. It's the time, and I'll make you pay for everything.
Still, some think Crawford might walk away from the sport altogether. He just became the first man to unify 3 different weight classes. He's beaten nearly every major name available. He's undefeated, and he may have earned 9-figure money against Canelo. In short, he's already secured a historic legacy. But retiring now would also leave huge paydays behind. Not only is a Canelo rematch sitting on the table, but Crawford could choose virtually anyone from 154 up to around 174 if he wanted another mega fight.
But then, when you look at these fights, you know, especially coming up, you gotta be realistic. You gotta, you know, say, all right, you know, how big is this dude really is? Because David Benavidez, he can fight his ass off, you know. But me personally, I believe in myself.
Legendary trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas weighed in on his podcast, The Fight with Teddy Atlas, sharing his thoughts on Crawford's next move. He can pick whoever he wants, Atlas said. He's earned that right. He's the guy at the top now, the number 1 pound for pound in the sport. Atlas explained that Crawford seems determined to move down to 160. But he also voiced concern, noting how difficult it is to shed muscle once a fighter fills out their frame. It's tough to come back down when you've added that much size, he said.
Top of the mountain, you know, and he's just, to the victor goes the spoils, baby. He gets to choose. He's special. He showed that. Now he gets to choose. He wants to go down. He doesn't want to stay up there. He wants to go down to 160.
Atlas added that he trusts Crawford's intelligence and the team guiding him. Dropping 8 pounds, he explained, shouldn't be too harmful physically if done correctly. Still, Atlas hinted that he'd prefer Crawford stay at 168 after proving himself there. And from Crawford's perspective, staying at super middleweight may be the more comfortable choice.
You know, without him, you know, really wanting to fight and putting forth the effort into doing what he can do along with me to get this fight done, we wouldn't be fighting. So it's only right that I give him that same, you know,
I want and I need. So after I do my thing, you know, Saturday night and be victorious, you know, I feel like it's only big name fights from here on out. You know, only main event headlines and pay-per-view headlines, pay-per-view fighting. So that's my goal.
Your skills against their skills.
Meanwhile, Matchroom Boxing's Eddie Hearn said discussions have been underway for Crawford to face former unified welterweight champion Jaron "Boots" Ennis, who will make his 154-pound debut on October 11th against Wissam Lima. For me, Crawford versus Ennis is the best fight in American boxing, Hearn told reporters. But he acknowledged that the payday has to be right. Crawford understands how dangerous Boots is. I'm not saying he's scared, just that he knows it's a
fight that makes a whole lot of sense, and a fight that stylistically will be, oh my goodness, is a fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis.
I don't think I think that's going backwards for Terence.
To that point, Jaron doesn't have the kind of accolades. He doesn't sell to the mass and all these. So this fight was perfect timing for both these guys.
During Crawford's post-fight press conference, the topic of Ennis came up again. Crawford initially dismissed the idea because he doesn't plan to return to junior middleweight. For the fight to happen, Ennis would need to come up in weight. And as Hearn pointed out, Crawford is only taking fights that generate massive money. Crawford is a different level, Hearn said. His IQ is unreal. To beat him, you need experience and world-class skill. That's why I want the Boots fight. It's that good.
Been a roller coaster, but, you know, we made it to the top. No matter how we made it, you know, and, you know, it's definitely a test to say that anything is possible if you know, work hard at it and you believe in yourself and you have the faith that.
Ennis previously served as Crawford's mandatory at 147 before moving up to 154, where he defeated Israel Madimov for the WBA title. That win elevated him from interim champion to full champion, and he later unified the WBA and ring titles by stopping Yonat Stanionis in April. While preparing for Lima, Ennis also spent time as a highly technical sparring partner for Canelo Alvarez.
Understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So like Right. I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, but don't be.
But even with high-level preparation, Canelo simply couldn't rise to the level he needed. After the loss, the Mexican star admitted that his body didn't respond the way he hoped. Eddie Hearn praised Crawford's showing, saying, "That was a brilliant performance from Terence. I feel bad for Canelo, but I'm also happy that Crawford finally got a stage where people can truly see how great he is."
The Crawford-Canelo fight. Were you surprised by the outcome?
It's boxing, you know. They have,
no doubt. My other question for you is, you know, with this win, everybody said Crawford elevated his status. He's the GOAT. Do you think this win puts him on Mount Rushmore or makes him a GOAT in boxing?
Everybody got their own opinion.
What's yours?
Hearn added that fans are too quick to push legends into retirement. He said it would be a fine ending if Crawford chose to walk away now, but he genuinely believes Crawford could drop to 160 and grab another world title, becoming a 6th division champion. As for Canelo, he wanted that victory desperately, but Crawford didn't give him an inch. Over 70.
Brooks Park, South Philly.
Yeah.
All right, so you know they'll kill me if I don't ask you, right?
What?
Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford wins unanimous decision victory.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on the fight?
I was trying to stay up. It was getting too late, y'all. It was like, I think by the time they came on, it was like probably like 1 o'clock or something like that.
It was like 1 and some change.
I trained.
Among the millions watching was Jaron "Boots" Ennis. The 28-year-old Philadelphia standout has been calling for a showdown with Crawford for years. Many in the boxing world have even compared him to the future Hall of...
I think Crawford's going to get the job done. I am officially picking Crawford to win this fight. It is still 50-50, but obviously...
he says that till he goes to Canelo.
I'm obviously going to say that this is a 60-40 fight, and I have Crawford winning this fight. Crawford's going to win this fight doing something that nobody's done to Canelo.
Okay.
This is going to help Canelo. He's sparring against a great fighter, world champion in Enos, and like I said before, iron sharpens iron. And maybe it will. But on the other side, it was interesting to hear your side of how, whether it's the overtraining or I think more the mental side. What if Boots is getting the best of him? How does that affect Canelo going into this fight? Why would you want to even put that doubt in your fighter's head going into such a big fight?
In a later interview, Crawford reflected on the periods when the public questioned his journey. "Back when I was with Top Rank, people said I was broke, said all kinds of things," he recalled. "But I was getting paid good money. I don't have to fight. I could retire anytime. Some guy..."
Following a once-in-a-lifetime fight.
.42-0, waving to the crowd, pumping his fists like he does so well.
And a kid on his lap, I love it.
Guys, I'm having a hard time hearing you, but it's hard to hear anything because it is loud. The city of Omaha is out. Bud Crawford making his way to the heartland of America.
My opinion is I like who I like. You know, I like Roy Jones, Floyd Mayweather, Bernard Whitaker. I'm liking Sugar Ray Leonard. I've been watching a little bit of Sugar Ray Leonard. James Tony. So they my top guys that I've been watching.
He went on to imagine how future generations might look back on this moment. 100 years from now, people are going to remember that kid from Omaha, Bud Crawford, who moved up 2 divisions, actually 3, and beat Canelo Alvarez, he said with conviction.
No, I figured it being so close to the fight too as well. You know, you're kind of like tunnel vision when it comes to your opponent. And the only reason why I ask is because, you know, Turkey had mentioned that if Teo gets past Barboza, we could see a fight with you and Teofimo. I know Top Rank tried to make that fight as well. So I was just curious.
Crawford's words carried emotional weight, and time will reveal whether that vision becomes reality. But for Omaha, the verdict seemed immediate. This wasn't just a hometown celebration. It felt like the city helping write a chapter of boxing history. Meanwhile, talk continued around Ennis, who has battled to make the 147-pound limit for years. That struggle pushed him to junior middleweight. Honestly, the real question is whether Boots stays at 147. Hearn told Boxing Scene.
Now, like, what do you think of Teofimo as a fighter?
He's a good fighter. Good fighter. That's about it.
That's about it?
Yeah, he's a good fighter. That's about it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were going to add or anything like that.
No. I say he's a good fighter. That's about it.
Okay. Brian Norman Jr. got a knockout win. I know you guys tried to make a fight previously. He had mentioned...
He added that Ennis looked terrific against Stanionis, even if some of the medical numbers afterward weren't ideal. It's tough, Hearn explained. Boots believes he'll be even better at 154, and maybe he's right. And that wraps it up for now. For the latest updates on fights, news, and everything happening across the boxing world, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss our newest content.